Why don't men cheat sorrow or countless times? Those who think so are too naive. Hello everyone, I'm Doo. Every time I hear that there are only 0 times and countless times of cheating, I get a headache. Today, let's talk about whether this is really the case. To me, of course not. There are so many different men. They have different reasons for cheating. Their wives take different ways of coping. Everyone has different family situations. The gap between people is huge. How can there be only 2 results in a uniform way? And if you think deeply, this assumption even leads to only one answer, because the so-called 0 times of cheating is not cheating. So this sentence actually means there is absolutely no one who cheats only once, twice, or even 3 times, but anyone who cheats will continue to cheat infinitely until the sky collapses and the earth breaks. Looking back at this language game, don't you think it's a bit absurd? 1. The experience of cheating is bittersweet. Let's put it this way, especially those who believe that there are only 0 times and countless times of cheating often have some misunderstandings about cheating itself. Everyone seems to think that cheating is all joy and no pain. Once a person gets involved, there is no effective anti-addiction system. Men have experienced the fairyland. How can they return to the human world? In the future, they will definitely be distracted and unpredictable. Isn't this unreasonable? Even illegal activities such as pornography, gambling, and drugs that directly cause neurological addiction can be successfully quit by some. Cheating does not have such a great magic. Many people only try it once, or even avoid it after cheating once. Because the essence of cheating is the coexistence of pleasure and pain, it also has its own anti-addiction mechanism. It is not an experience that many people imagine, that once you touch it, you just want to keep falling. Yes, cheating certainly has its attractions, such as sensual desire, satisfaction, novelty, and the opportunity to escape from marital conflicts and worldly troubles. But cheating also comes with all kinds of pain and troubles: the inner entanglement and guilt of the cheater, the uneasy mood of being discovered, the anxiety of getting along with the third party slowly becoming more empty, the anxiety of wanting to end but not being able to get out, the marriage relationship being ruined and difficult to rebuild after being discovered by the lover, and the list. For example, it is like watching short videos, which is so addictive and less costly. There are still many people who think it is good, but they feel more and more empty and find other more fulfilling ways to satisfy themselves, so they never watch it again. Or like eating and drinking, which is so happy, but there are also many people who do not want to experience the discomfort of physical overload again. After working hard to lose weight, they will no longer overeat, even if they often have cravings, and the probability of rebounding and gaining weight is not so high. The same is true for a man who cheats. Whether he will not change after repeated admonitions or stop once and for all depends on whether he experiences more satisfaction than pain, or more pain than satisfaction in cheating. 2. How to activate the anti-addiction system of cheating. Then the motivation for a man not to cheat again is very clear. He either feels that the pain of cheating is greater than the satisfaction, or the satisfaction of not cheating is greater than the pain. Let's talk about the pain of cheating first. It is somewhat counterintuitive that most women will overestimate the excitement of cheating husbands in the extramarital affair and underestimate the torture they feel because of it. But this is only possible in some rare exceptions, such as the huge gap in the status of husband and wife in the family. The man has always been in an absolute dominant position. The wife has to rely on him completely for support and can't live without him. She was originally submissive at home and dared not breathe. Such a man may indeed cheat again and again openly, and too lazy to cover up, and even dance in front of his wife to show off. Anyway, you can't do anything to me. Our family has tacitly agreed to me, and you can only endure it. Women, just take care of yourself. Then such a man's cheating is like buying vegetables, just entertainment and adjustment. However, his satisfaction from cheating will be weakened. How can something that comes to easily bring him a dreamlike peak experience, but overall, this matter does not have any real burden for him? Why not do it when he thinks of it? It is easy to imagine that there are actually very few marriages with extremely tilted power status between the two parties. In this kind of relationship, The power game and emotional tug of war between the two people are not above loyalty or disloyalty. For ordinary people like us, there is no need to discuss it. Back to a more pragmatic level, how can most men who cheat in life have such conditions? There are too many things they are afraid of, worried about, concerned about, and absolutely unwilling to lose. They are all terrified and not so happy when they cheat. Many men cheat themselves because their brains are hot-headed. They don't think too much at the moment. When the conditions are met, they do things that shouldn't happen. It's like falling asleep and meeting a pillow. After waking up, you are dumbfounded again. But after the affair, the endless worries begin. We have talked about this before, the condemnation of conscience, the pressure of trying to conceal it, not to mention the explosion of life after being discovered. If you are a wife who has been betrayed by your husband, you must know what I am talking about. After catching him cheating, does he have a good life? Does he always worry that you will not forgive him or leave him? Is he afraid that you will make it known to everyone and even affect his reputation and work? Did he desperately beg for mercy and try to make peace? But even after all kinds of punishments from you, the relationship between the two of you is still deadlocked. Are you dissatisfied and tired? I believe that most of the wives who will read my article are not ordinary women who will indulge their husband pay the price for cheating. And when a man goes through all this, he will of course feel that it is not worth it to do so much for that momentary pleasure. So on the whole, the experience of cheating for most men is that the pain is greater than the satisfaction. That thing itself comes with an addiction system, and no one is willing to do it a second time unless there is no other way. It is precisely because many wives are instinctively aware of this that in order to properly treat their cheating husbands and prevent them from cheating again in the future, they put almost all their efforts into helping men suffer more from cheating, increasing the intensity of punishment and never letting them off lightly, making them pay a huge price, hoping that they will realize how terrible the cheating problem is and that it has brought them extremely unbearable. If marriage and love are a math problem that only requires addition and subtraction, then this logic may work, but unfortunately human nature and feelings are not so simple to calculate. The main reason that makes men stop cheating as much as possible after cheating once is that most of the time the satisfaction of not cheating is greater than the pain. Because in a longer time dimension, people live not only to avoid pain, but to feel happiness and not lose the happiness they cherish, so that they can willingly choose to continue to spend a day of loyalty after waking up every day. As I said before many times, betrayed wives are easily more focused on increasing the pain of their men cheating in the trauma rather than magnifying the satisfaction of not cheating on each other. This will create a very paradoxical vicious cycle. The man cheated to avoid certain pains and stopped cheating after finding that his situation became more painful. However, the satisfaction he originally sought was always missing. From beginning to end, there was only pain piling up. And he'd have to go back to cheating and then be discovered again, and the painful cycle would repeat. The wife tried to punish her husband and increase his pain to avoid the pain of being betrayed and to prevent being betrayed again. But she still could not get satisfaction from such hard work and was still in pain. Then, if the lover embarked on the old path of cheating again and did not want to divorce and was reluctant to give up the relationship, he would repeat these pains and did not know when it would end. Isn't this suffering in vain? I have actually said many times before that people who are generally more traditional, unless they have to, they are not willing to do deviant things and take the sin of immorality. Therefore, cheating is often because a person cannot get the satisfaction he wants in marriage, and he happens to encounter temptation, so he cannot cross this test. In fact, just like the example mentioned above, it is difficult for people to stop watching short videos for some reason. You must have other more fulfilling experiences that make you unwilling to waste time on brain-dead content. People who lose weight cannot rely solely on willpower to endure hunger and persist in exercise. You get happiness from your better physical and mental state and more powerful athletic performance, so you are willing to continue to pay and work hard to maintain your figure. When there is no other place for unbearable pain and unsatisfied feelings, people are more likely to fall into inertia and embark on the old path of cheating. Because even if you know it is not a way, it may be the only way he knows. The psychological mechanism of wanting to repent and not wanting to commit it again after cheating is so simple. Can the couple rebuild the missing parts of the marriage and satisfy each other? When the marriage itself is strong enough and each other cherishes the emotional support, physical satisfaction, and companionship, why should he go far away and look for low-end substitutes outside of marriage? I know that some female readers may say that if the other party is a man with an empty head and extremely vulgarity, and he is pursuing 360-degree no-denangle, short-term and fast satisfaction, how can the marriage be satisfied? I can't afford to play this game this younger. How can it be so easy to just pick a man with an empty head and extremely vulgarity? Second, even if the other party really has the problem of overgeneralizing emptiness and finding it difficult to get satisfaction from a high-quality marriage, then cheating is just a manifestation of his serious internal problems. If his own individual problems cannot be improved, even if he does not betray this marriage, it will be difficult and unbearable. To put it more harshly, if such and does not cheat, you think that the hollow marriage between the two is not a big problem and even enjoy it, which itself shows that you also have a certain emotional dislocation, which will cause greater harm to individual happiness than the cheating problem itself. The affair is just a wake-up call for each other. You can take this opportunity to fix your shortcomings. Isn't it a blessing in disguise? Don't say that the couple used to have a messy life, but after being awakened by the affair, they had to grow together, truly saw and understood each other for the first time, and later established a high-quality marriage, and their relationship was completely different from before. They even silently felt fortunate that they had experienced this marriage challenge together. This kind of situation is really common in our consulting work. I believe that people with discerning eyes can also understand that when such a strong, intimate relationship is established, the possibility of only cheating countless times is also reduced to the lowest. Well, let's stop here on the question of whether cheating is only 0 times or countless times. I believe you will definitely not be deceived by this outrageous theory again, and I wish you can find your happiness again. Friends who need to evaluate the details of their marriage can scan the business card and the assistant will arrange it for you.